To me, to you,
to me, to you, to me, to you. New season, new set, new studio.
Same Arsenal bullshit. Huh? What?
You are now listening to The Final Third.
I think Pepe's so comfortable.
You should be in
just need to shake him.
You should be in prison. We bailed you out. We bailed you out to come and play this season. You're out here disgracing us. You should be in prison. You facing charges.
Welcome to game week 1 of the final third. Yes. We have money now. Yes, it's calm, but we don't forget our people. Them, Julie can't make it this week, but yeah, you know we still love her.
We still love her.
She's not been sacked. But yes, thanks. How excited were you to get this week kicking off?
Oh man, there's nothing like BARCLAYS, man. There's nothing like BARCLAYS. They even gave us Friday night football. They put Friday night football in there.
We gave you Friday night.
Gave us good Friday night.
We give you Friday night football.
We gave us Friday night entertainment. That was like Friday night SmackDown back in the day.
You're already trying already trying to host. That's where we're gonna have to start then. That's where we're gonna have to start.
Of course we start there.
Griffin Park. It is Griffin Park, isn't it?
Brentford Community. That's the old one.
Okay, Brentford Community Centre. Brentford Community.
It's not youth centre, bro.
Brentford Community
Stadium.
Nah, Brentford Community
Put some
Centre.
respect on their new stadium.
Thanks. Were Brentford good or was Arsenal bad?
Brentford were good. You know, just horrible. So it's a mix of the two. Brentford.
Why can we never ever say like the team who wins, the underdogs, when they win? Why can we ever say that they're actually just good and they play?
They were good, but you lot were horrible. Like there's sometimes when it's a good match. We saw today West Ham versus Newcastle. Anybody that watched that was a good match where both teams were good for good periods. Stay with me. Both teams were good, but West Ham were better. This game here, Brentford were good. You lot were abysmal. You lot were literally abysmal. Anybody that watched the final third watch along, we were literally watching. There was nothing coming from Arsenal. How do you be on the first? Ian Wright said it. Like, how is it the first game of the season, and you're that scared, you're that timid, you're not.
The thing about the upsetting part about it is the fact that going into the game, several Arsenal fans were sceptical. A lot of Arsenal fans didn't believe we'll leave Brentford Community Centre with 3 points.
Stop calling it a community centre.
Just let me finish. Yeah, they didn't believe we'll leave there with 3 points, and they were right. They were right. I'm sure they didn't want to get proved right, but they were right. And it's the routine in which Brentford packed us in.
Packed you.
We'll play again and it'll be the same result.
You were literally from 60 minutes. You said in a month of Sundays you're not scoring. And
not scoring. And it was it.
Every time the ball would get worked out to Tierney and he put in something into the box.
But the pundits are saying he played well. For me, he wasn't playing well. He's just trying. He tried the most. Flo Balogun that was up front. Jeez.
Sorry man, Folarin.
Yeah.
Put some respect on his name.
Yeah.
I think he likes being called Flo though.
That's not the point.
What would you? Oh, he doesn't.
Nigerian parents called him Folarin. We're gonna call him Folarin.
Okay. Sorry, Folarin.
But I think it was if there's any game you want to get put into, it will be the newly promoted Brentford. But the way in which Arsenal play doesn't benefit strikers
at all.
Strikers.
They didn't get nothing to him.
Not how he plays. It just doesn't benefit strikers.
They didn't get nothing to him.
He's literally feeding off scraps and trying to make the ball bounce off. The ball's bouncing off him. He's trying to feed and bring other players into the game.
There was only one. There was he was making runs. He was making runs, and that's the. Even when things aren't going for you well as a striker, the only thing you can continue doing is making runs. Keep making runs and hope someone.
It's tiresome though, but no one's gonna find you.
There was one time, edge of the box, Smith Rowe had the ball and he found him and he tried to work something. They didn't. That's literally the one time I saw somebody.
But I feel like Arteta's gonna look at this and gonna feel like Folarin was. Like, yeah, he just didn't perform. Rather that they didn't feed him.
If he says that, then he's got to look at all the previous performances from last season where the same stuff was happening to Aubameyang.
It
doesn't matter who was up front. The same stuff was happening.
So same things was happening.
At that point, you've got to ask yourself, like, how am I setting my team up that we can't get nothing going to our main goal scorers? The main person on the pitch that we want to get stuff going to, we can't get the ball to him. Alright,
just before we jump onto Brentford, because we have to give them their appreciation. First ever game in the Premier League. We've got to talk about the 50 million man.
What atmosphere?
We'll get onto the community centre in a minute. You've got to talk about the £50 million man, Ben White.
Boys. Baptism of fire.
Boys.
He's not even like he's new to the Premier League, so you can't even say he was dropped in the deep end. Like they They sent Saliba out on loan because he hasn't got the experience. They brought in Ben White because he has got the experience. But boy, Championship players are making them look very, very funny.
They're not Championship now. They're Premier League players.
No, but that was the first. They were Championship players at that point. They don't have any Premier League experience. They don't have any Premier League experience. They're literally Championship players. And Ivan Toney gave that back line a working. They do not want to ever. I'm sure they're still seeing Pablo Mari and Ben White are seeing Ivan Toney in their dreams for the next couple of days. Until they get to play football again, they're seeing Ivan Toney in their dreams winning headers. That's it. Because Ivan Toney was literally a monster for them.
I just wanted to quickly touch on a point. Obviously, with Eric Garcia, you drew him out and having a centre back that is, what would you say, 5'9", 5'10", 5'10", having a 5'10".
No, I'm not a fan of them.
You're not a fan of them. Boys behind the camera, how tall should your centre backs be?
6'2".
6'2", minimum. What about you? 6'2", minimum. How tall do we think Ben White is?
6'1".
6?
Probably
6? 6'1"? 6 foot. He's exactly 6 foot.
Exactly.
And for me, that's just not tall enough. I don't care how much experience you have unless you're world class in that position.
The thing is,
you're not tall enough. Because I think Saliba.
6 foot can work. 6 foot can work.
No, it can't.
How tall is Sergio Ramos?
Taller than 6 foot.
Go look.
I'll get on my Googles.
6'2".
I'll get on my Googles.
Go on your Googles.
But anyway, who are we watching out for?
Thiago Silva.
Who are we watching out for?
6
Quickly,
foot.
who are we watching out for in the Brentford side?
Mbuemo looked nice. He looked nice. Got into a couple good positions. Definitely when he spun up Pablo Mari and Ben White. Probably should have scored from there.
Done their dance.
Ivan Toney, he's gonna be a handful, and once he just needs that first goal, and it's gonna be crazy for him. 31 goals in the Championship, never done before. I'm gonna keep bigging that up because doesn't matter if it's the league below. You bang 31 goals in there, you're ready to come up. You're ready to come up and see what you're saying. Onyeka in the midfield, Rico Henry at left back, all impressed
that's been
me.
your boy.
I told you I'd buy him, man. Told you I'd buy him.
Alright, enough of that Arsenal talk because it's not giving me Sergio Ramos' height in feet right now and it's frustrating me. But Chelsea versus Vieira's Palace.
Chelsea versus Vieira's Palace. Vieira disappointed me, man.
What do you expect Vieira to do against?
No, but that was just like.
What do you expect Vieira to do against a very optimistic, not informed, but like there's good morale.
The European champions, they've got morale.
Yeah, the European
all of that.
champions.
But you did exactly what Roy Hodgson would have done against them, and that's not why Palace. That's not why Palace hired you. It was a very defensive, very conservative way to go about it. You lost 3-0 anyway. If you go and put a threat for yourself.
You're right, Ramos is 6 feet.
He's 6 feet. He's 6 feet. I'm not mad at a 6 foot centre back, but it's the way you handle yourself. You saw and just to quickly go back to the Arsenal game. I don't even want to stay on it for too long, but we saw the way in the box he was standing about, not putting himself about for the long throw for the second goal. You can't be static. You can't. If you're gonna be 6 foot and a centre back, make sure you're putting yourself about. Make sure because you can still be 6 foot and aerially dominant. You can 100% still.
I guess you could be a bit of a menace.
You can still be dominant in the air, but if you're soft about it, if you're not actually throwing yourself in there, then that's where it becomes an issue because now you look small and you're timid. You can't be small and timid.
Back to enough of Arsenal. Yeah, so you were saying Vieira's Palace if you close your eyes, you'd think it's Roy Hodgson's Palace.
It was the same Roy Hodgson.
But I feel like that's not the game in which we're going to judge Vieira on.
It's 100% not the game, so but it's not the right
away at Chelsea.
It's not the right start. It's not the right start. It's definitely not the right start. Not the way you want to start the season, and you just want to show like there's been small teams like you don't have to go and open up like we saw with Leeds and Man United. Like if you open everything up,
Palace didn't get a look in.
Like you can go and be a bit. You can go and be a bit more attacking. You can go and do something like go put yourself out there without opening everything up. So, I mean. There's eyeballs on Vieira because up until now he hasn't had a successful managerial career. He hasn't had one so far, and he's come into Palace and he said he's got ideas on how he wants to change things, and the fact that Palace have hired him, he should be given time to implement those ideas. I'm not saying jump on him right now, jump on his neck, but show something, show the direction you want to go in the next couple matches. Don't fall into the trap of becoming a Roy Hodgson
just with younger players, with younger enthusiastic players. I'm going to give a shout out to Chalobah for his first goal. First Premier League debut as well.
That was big.
I was going to
because you have to give the context around there as well. So Chalobah's mum passed away in 2016, and obviously a post that he made. This is obviously 2016. He must have been 17, 18ish, and he made a post saying, "Mum, I'm going to make you proud. I'm going to make you at Chelsea." All of that. And just to see him get his breakthrough now, because they were going for they've been linked with guys like one day.
And there were several defenders. At first, there was linked with Hakimi as well. There was
Hakimi right wing back though.
Yeah, but defenders in Chelsea, you're gonna play anywhere more or less. But I was gonna even go on. Sorry, go on.
Just the fact that he's got his chance now, and Super Cup he was very good. And then against Crystal Palace he's got his first goal. I think that's just one of those moments where, regardless of what team he's supporting, it's just like a very nice feel good moment. Like man from the end wanted to do something to mark this sort of performance, and he got his goal. Great goal as well. Arrowed that ball.
I was going to ask you, with Jalobah scoring and playing well, because aside from scoring, he did play well. Tuchel, we know he has a selection problem. He's going to have a good selection problem with Lukaku coming in. Obviously, people saying Havertz and he's going to fit all these players. But in defence as well, how's he going to fit all these players?
So let's look at
what's his best lineup.
Let's look at the options he's got right now. He's got Trevor Chalobah, Kurt Zouma, Thiago Silva to come back eventually, Antonio Rudiger, Aspilicueta, Christensen. So that's about
six.
I think six. That's six to fit into three spaces essentially.
And they're in all tournaments. All
tournaments, of course. Aspilicueta is captain. He's not going anywhere. Kurt Zuma's probably the most likely to leave because he hasn't really shown yet that he can be a stable part of the Chelsea defence. He hasn't really shown consistently he can play to that level.
I feel like he has, but he just hasn't found favour with Tuchel, to be honest.
You think so?
Yeah, he hasn't found favour with him.
I still think he's a bit up and down. He started the season well with 2 good performances. If you let him go off on loan now, it's kind of just like he could make an impact in your squad right now. Why don't you give him that opportunity?
I was gonna just quickly, before we round up on Chelsea, expectations for Chelsea this season. What can we not? Because a lot of times we say, minimum this. What must they do?
You can't ever say what someone must do. Because I've already said the holes in our squad, in United squad, means I can't confidently say we'll do anything. All we can say, we must challenge. That's the same thing for Chelsea right now. Chelsea must challenge. Like, they had the top 4 battle last season. They've added Lukaku because a lot of their problems came from
not being able to finish the dinner.
They didn't finish their dinners. You add Lukaku to the situation now.
Problem solved. You
add Lukaku and tell him to finish the chances that Werner's getting. It's a different story. They've got a good team there. Good team.
I expect nothing short from but a Premier League. If they lose out on the Premier League, it better be close. It better be close.
This is what we need to address what you actually said. We need to address what you're saying. Because now you said Chelsea must win the league. You said United must win the league. So someone's not
going to win.
Yeah, of course someone's not going to win because you can only have one winner. Exactly. But you're saying everybody must win the league.
Yeah, that's the beautiful situation we find ourselves in.
See, this is what I mean.
And who has the least pressure? Out of the 4, who has the least pressure?
United have the least pressure.
And do you know why you have the least pressure? Do you know why you have the least pressure?
Liverpool had the best Premier League team ever, apparently. Chelsea, Champions League winners. City just spent 100 million. What did we have? We bought Varane for 40 million. Sancho for 70. It's nothing. It's nothing compared to what these juggernauts are doing. We're lagging behind them.
Yeah, let's go on to you lot. That's a perfect segue. So, Pogba 4 assists, Bruno hat-trick. We've got left foot, right foot, Mr. Greenwood. It's still looking beautiful at the Theatre of Dreams.
It's looking good.
It's all looking beautiful at the Theatre of Dreams. How do you pop Leeds 5-1 like that? That was unlikely.
It's nothing new.
Actually, no, it's nothing new.
Nothing new
last season you popped
them. Nothing new against Leeds.
So, are we up to... let's move aside from the match.
No, let's talk about it. Let's talk about the match.
You want to talk about the match?
I've watched the highlights of that match many times. It was a very enjoyable match.
But you put them last season, so why are you so gassed about it?
I enjoyed that match as well. I watched the highlights of that.
Alright, cool. So Pogba gets 4 assists.
Fantastic performance from the boy.
I feel like it's nothing new. Some of your fans say...
It is something new.
I feel like it's nothing new in that us knowing his ability.
Oh, 100%.
We're not worried that Pogba can't do it against
Greenwood assist. Greenwood's performances. He didn't hold it when he didn't need to. He recognised that he's a forward, he's an attacker, and he needs to be around the box. So he often gave the ball carrying duties to Bruno or somebody else. And then he'd get up there, get the ball 1-2s. It was just an excellent playmaking performance from Greenwood, because we talk about his finishing, left foot, right foot, but there's so much more to his game. We see him go off to the right, he's got the dribbles, He's got the little passing he can do as well. Like it's nice to see. It's nice to see the development of the game because people are calling him a poacher at one point. People are calling him a poacher. Oh, all he can hit the ball hard. He can hit. That was the discussion that was happening around this boy. But now you see what.
I didn't hear that. Did you not hear that?
Did you not hear that?
That he's a poacher. I don't know where you work. No one heard it.
Cool. Because remember on this very platform, Shem was speaking down on the boy. Shem was speaking literally only a couple months ago. We did the player rankings for under 21s, and Shem took that opportunity to speak down on Greenwood. So now the fact that you lot acting as
I called him a poacher.
I called him a poacher. I never said you called him a poacher. I said you talked down on him. But I'm saying now you think it's crazy that other people were saying these things. People 100% having these conversations about Greenwood, so it's nice to show that he's got so many other sides to his game. I'm not afraid to call out your nonsense. I'm not afraid to call out your nonsense.
It was a good performance by Man United, and I feel like more so the result sent a statement.
It's no statement.
Yeah, let me finish.
It's no statement.
I'll let you finish.
No statement.
Why are you rude?
There's no statement.
The result set a statement. Set a statement. Say a premise.
Did Tottenham send a statement?
No.
Okay, cool.
The result set a statement.
Tottenham beat the champions and they did
the result set a statement.
It doesn't set a statement. It's literally 1 hour 38. It's 1 hour 38.
Okay. The result set a statement because according to this summer,
it doesn't set a statement.
Oh my days! Just let me finish.
Finish.
According to this summer, you guys had the best left back. Yeah, the top.
Oh, you're running this one again. You're bored.
But this is what you told us.
You're a liar.
This is what you told us.
You're a liar.
This is what you told us. It sets a statement. It goes to show like
what statement does it say? Don't just say statement. What's the statement? What's the statement?
Let me finish.
What's the statement?
Include us.
What's the statement?
Include us.
What's the statement?
Include us
in what?
In the title race. Include us in the title race.
Are Brentford included in the title race?
No, they're not included in the title race.
So it's only United.
This is the thing. You guys talk spicy and you talk up, and then if we hold you to what you tell us, it's a problem.
It is because I want you to be fair. Don't say one game because when we won 4-0 on the first day against West Ham.
You was talking spicy then.
So why can't we learn from mistakes?
No, you was talking spicy then. And then when you was like,
why can't we be better as we move forward?
I think it was around November.
Why can't we be better as we move forward? Why can't we? Literally, I made a whole arc on Mkhitaryan after that. Never again. Now we do better. One game. It's literally one game, and it's a game that we usually do that we've done well in last season because of the way they play.
Okay. Now you know what. What do you like? At what point would you say, okay, include us in the title race? Don't tell me, last game of the season.
Not last game of the season. When we've shown consistently that we're able to put teams.
So after 10 games, 15 games,
predicted them to win the title.
100%.
Exactly my point. That's what
I need them to show me that I'm not going crazy.
Thank you.
I need them to show me that I'm not going crazy.
I think he's saying I picked them to win because they're my team, not because
like we've got pieces there. We've got pieces there. Like in previous season, I've said Liverpool, I've said Manchester City to win the title. I'm gonna go with United now because why not? But at the same time,
because they're not.
Huh?
Because I don't think. Because you don't.
That's
think
fair enough.
No, but you don't.
I don't 100% believe it. I don't 100% believe it.
But you're just talking now. You don't believe what you're saying.
No, but I believe it enough to say it. But I don't 100% believe it.
Wait, what? Okay.
You 100% every prediction you say this is 100% gonna happen?
No, but
no.
So do you believe other teams are? Do you have stronger predictions that other teams are gonna win above Man United? Or you believe
it's very open right now, though. It's very open. You can't say that there's apart from City. You can't say that there's many outright favourites, but I trust United enough, just enough to say I hope we're gonna win the title. I'm not.
And beating Leeds, 5 more than Leeds.
It's not. That's not the statement.
Leeds like that.
That's not the statement. It's not. That's not the statement.
All cylinders. Listen, you can't be. Don't be scared to aim high.
No,
don't be scared to aim high.
I've already aimed high by saying United should be going for the title.
Yeah, but you don't even mean it.
You're just aiming high. I feel like you're just aiming high. That's not the statement, though. The statement would be us being top in January or February. That's the statement. You don't make no statements in August.
So
what statements do you make about the league in August?
If you sign a right winger for 70-something million, I feel like that's a statement.
If we sign a winger for 70-something million, we've signed a winger. It's not a statement about us winning the Premier League. It's us signing a winger for 70-odd million.
So if you sign a player, it doesn't send a statement what you intend to do for the rest of the league.
It means we've signed a player. That's it. It means we've signed a player.
Banks, what about if you finish second?
Yeah.
And you've improved on the squad that took you second.
Louder for the people.
We've improved.
So if you finish second last year, you've now improved on the squad that took you to second.
Yeah.
Arguably, what would you say?
Have we improved past the team that won the Premier League last season? That's the question. Have we improved past the team that won the Premier? Of course we've improved. We've signed Champions League Varane. We've signed Jadon Sancho. That's big signings. But have we moved past the team that won the Premier League last season? I would say no. No.
With that premise, have you moved past the teams below you as well? Are you still above the teams below you?
Yeah.
So you feel like you should still finish above Chelsea? You should still finish above Liverpool?
We should.
But you just haven't closed the gap to City. That's what you're saying?
No, not yet.
Perfect. So ideally then Man City should finish first. You guys should finish second. And then the rest.
That's not how it goes. That's not how it always goes.
I'm just using your premise.
That's not how it always goes.
Using your premise.
It's not always the strongest squad that wins it, but at the same time, it gives you the best chance.
Okay.
It gives you the best chance, does it not?
Okay. Anyone else have anything else to say on United? Because I feel like I can't speak to United fans when they don't want to just own their shit. You understand?
I've owned my shit. I'm very open. I'm very open to having this conversation.
Nah, man.
I'm very open to having this conversation.
Because you act like someone's crazy.
I'm not acting like you're crazy. I'm not
you're the ones that fed us. You're the ones that fed us.
I'm not acting like you're crazy. I'm just saying you don't make a statement in August.
Best centre backs in the league coming this season.
I'm just saying you don't make a
best under 23s. Best under 23s in the front three. Defensive. In the middle. We've got Pogba. We've
all
got
I ever ask is you be fair, Shem. You're not being fair. You're not being fair right now.
This is what's being said. That's why I don't want to have this conversation.
No, but I'm saying be fair about this conversation. I'm saying be fair about this conversation.
Right.
I'm saying United.
We're running out of time.
We're not running out of time.
We're literally running out of time.
We've got lots of time.
We're on this topic. We've still got three more topics. We've got 3 more topics to cover. We're not doing the United. This is not United segment. Bielsa, quickly. Do you think he can go through this whole season again, trying to play with that same intensity now that there's fans? Because if you go 1-0 down and there's fans, like Leeds lose their head very, very quickly. When
Bielsa is the best thing to happen to Leeds in about 20 years. They're not going to hound him out. They love him. He loves the city.
That's what I asked you.
What did you ask me?
Can you continue to play like this?
Of course he can.
Okay,
of course he can.
No problem.
Of course he can. Leeds love Bielsa. Bielsa loves the city. He's a fan favourite there. The players have already bought into what he's doing. Mm-hmm. I think Leeds will be fine. And
do you feel like without significant additions to that squad, they can have the same sort of season? They signed Firpo and
a couple. I think 2 other players. I can't remember off the top of my head, but they're definitely gonna want improvements. Every team wants to improve, but we know with Bielsa he's very specific with what he wants. He doesn't just say I'm picked from a list of players. Like, he knows the player for each position. If he wants to improve that position, he knows the player that he wants. If he doesn't get, he'll work with what he's got. But obviously every team wants to improve. Every team wants to be able to go out there and spend and bring in new players. So it's definitely going to be more difficult without the signings. But I trust Leeds to still be able to have a good, decent enough season. Maybe not top 10 again. Who knows? Without the signings, but they'll be fine in terms of the Premier League season.
Saying on the transfer market, saying Firpo, Jack Harrison from City.
Oh, they had him on loan last season
already. Yeah. But Klaassen and Cleason.
I think that was a 1.6 million or so.
1.8, yeah, but cool. Alright, enough. We done with United, boys. You done with them? Yeah. You done as well with United? Perfect.
I just think that whether you like it or not, they're contenders. So
of course we're contenders, but Liverpool are contenders. Chelsea are contenders.
Yeah, but we can say that about them, and their fans can say that.
I've never denied we're contenders this season. I just said we're not favourites. You said United must win this Premier League this season.
When did I say that? Before Lukaku?
Oh, you.
No, I'm not saying I didn't say.
I'm telling you. You said it today, and you said it on a previous stream as well. So I'm saying, you saying we must win the Premier League like we're the outright favourites is wrong. There's a lot of people that's contending for it this season. Liverpool's gonna make a push.
And you know what? If you contend but you finish 4th, is that still fine?
No. Unless it's a 4-man race and like we finish.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Man, 4-man race and you just finish 4th. That's still fine. Right?
It'll still be disappointing, but I mean, as long as you push and push and push until the end, and it's like not like last season we finished 2nd, but it was like 11 points adrift. That's not a push.
Okay,
it's not a push.
No problem. Fair enough. On to another professional performance. Carrow Road.
Carrow Road, yeah.
Norwich versus Liverpool. Norwich versus Liverpool.
Norwich started well, and then quality took over. Watching the game, Norwich actually had the better, probably maybe the first 15, first 20, created a couple openings where they could have maybe created something, but lack of quality just let them down. And then once that first goal went in, you knew it was routine. Salah didn't even. I think he tried to trap the ball and it just went through to Jota. decent finish. Even went through the keeper's legs. That was just a shambolic.
You know it's going against you, and you know it was a bit of a jammy goal, but they deserved it.
Yeah,
that's the thing. It was a bit of a jammy, especially the second.
I'd say balance of play, they probably deserved.
No, they deserved it.
After that it was just routine. Salah laid off for Firmino, and then Salah got. I think it's a record now, 5 straight opening day goals. For Salah. 5 straight opening day goals. So he likes to start. He's just itching to start the season.
Fantasy football.
Just throw him in your fantasy
league. You're laughing.
Throw him in your fantasy.
I feel like to start with Norwich, home side in that. Back in the Premier League, a lot of people saying they're going to go straight back down because they're quite brave and they don't play defensive and they don't shy away from a challenge. But do you feel like they need to adjust as well? Because even against Liverpool, I think they've had an opening game against Liverpool as well. Yeah. 2 seasons ago.
I think it was like 4-1.
Where did they finish? 4-1 the first time you played them. Yeah. And even in that game, they played the same way. They were quite brave on the ball and they tried to progress the ball through Liverpool. But again, like you said, quality triumph again on that day. So again, it's like a repeat. This time they didn't even score.
You go down this time. We're saying we need to talk to the Premier League about.
There's no excuse.
Like you don't come back up next season.
Yeah, you got to put a ban.
You don't.
Got to put a ban and you coming back up. But
just something about Norwich. Like it's pretty. But unlike Leeds, who play that sort of play an open brand of football as well. Like Leeds, it feels a bit more cutting edge. Leeds, it feels like when they cut through, they're like going for your neck and they're trying to score goals. With Norwich, it's kind of like. They're gonna play, and then they're gonna get to the final third, and it's kind of
know what to do.
Yeah. So, I don't have a lot of faith for Norwich staying up this season.
All right. So the title contenders, Liverpool. We've seen Salah 2 assists and a goal. Is it 2 assists and a goal? I had them to win the league. I say that because I feel like everyone's sleeping on them, and I feel like they're in a better position now with no focus. I don't feel like there's any focus on Liverpool. They haven't signed anyone flashy. They've only signed Konate, and I feel like there's a vengeance within the Liverpool ranks in that everybody's disrespecting them. Everyone's using them, keep bringing up the injuries from last season as an excuse. The fact that they're getting slept on, the fact that even their Premier League as well was won in that they didn't really get to celebrate it. They just have a chip on their shoulder, and I feel like that's why they have the not easiest route, but the fact that there's no lights on Liverpool until they put themselves in the lights. So until they top the league and they're running in front.
If Liverpool managed to win this Premier League with a midfield of Oxlade-Chamberlain, Naby Keita and James Milner, then Klopp is 100%
the greatest
up there. He's
up there. He's one of the greatest managers.
Because that's not a midfield to win anything. That's like.
But you said that about their first. But that's not their main midfield. But you said that about the first.
Who else is good? Oh, Fabinho. To be fair, Fabinho came on as a sub.
Fabinho's there. Henderson when he comes back. Thiago when he comes back. So that's not the midfield he's going to win. But initially, when they won, you didn't rate their midfield.
But their midfield served the purpose. Like that midfield that I just mentioned. Obviously, it's not going to be the midfield that starts, but that's just a midfield. I heard yesterday that Oxlade-Chamberlain hasn't completed 90 minutes in 3 years. Yeah. Do you know how crazy that is?
That's ludicrous.
That's wrong.
That's ludicrous. I feel like, and the problem, but the thing with Liverpool now, the worry I have for them is, you see how you guys have a new marquee signing to maybe excite the crowd and something.
Centre backs aren't exciting the crowd
no.
You sure?
It's not going to be better by that.
Defenders Union speaking, so I got to big up my defenders. And we excite the crowd.
Listen.
You don't think the crowd come for this?
Who did we see today that we said this guy plays like? Tanganga Jacket. Yeah, foulers. But anyway, Liverpool don't really have a marquee signing or something to look forward to in an attacking sense. So obviously, Lukaku at Chelsea, Sancho at Man United. They have a Grealish at City, and they might still get someone. Signing. That's what I heard on TV, which was just crazy. That was a crazy take, that's a crazy take.
Diaby can be a new signing every summer for Arsenal then.
If who?
Diaby was a new signing for Arsenal every summer.
See, this way he talk rubbish.
He was.
Rubbish. But anyway.
He was.
But anyway, yeah. So, like I said, where do you expect Liverpool to finish?
They should be going for top 2. They should be going for top 2 minimum. Minimum.
What do you just say about?
So where should you be going? Where should Man United be finishing?
Top 2.
So everyone can fit in the top 2.
No, but that's where they should be. Like there's no reason why you shouldn't be going for top 2. Are you saying?
Why would you go?
No, but where did you say they're gonna finish? Where did you say they're gonna finish?
Where do I think they're gonna finish?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go with third. No, I'm gonna go with third. Yeah, I'm gonna go with third. But
so you think it's gonna finish United, City, Liverpool, Chelsea?
Yeah.
Okay, you don't. Alright, cool. No problem. Cool. So, wow. Spurs City. The talking point in this game is: will Harry Kane audition? Would he be in a team at all? Is Grealish gonna play? Just all really stuff I honestly don't care about. But we got to talk about it anyway. Did you watch the game?
Watched the
game.
You
was on your way here?
No, I was really
okay, you watched the game, cool. Did you expect, does it seem, I feel like Spurs have City's number, you know?
Yeah,
I actually feel like Spurs have City's number.
Something about that stadium, some City just can't get to grips with.
Spurs, on the Spurs point of view, seeing what you saw today, obviously you're going to get, no one wants to get rid of Harry Kane, but for the right price, would you be as mad seeing that you beat City now without him? I know
Harry Kane will see this performance and sign another 6-year deal. Then wonder why Daniel Levy doesn't want to let him go. He'll sign another 6-year deal.
Would he sign another 6-year deal after this performance?
Doesn't know. Why did he sign the first one?
But yeah, no, I feel like, me personally on the Spurs front, there's always something about Son, because the first time Harry Kane got injured, Son stepped up to the plate. And he's shown a couple times now that without Harry Kane, that he can still lead the front line. If they... It sounds a bit basketball-y saying build a team around him, but if they work or build a team around him, I think Spurs will be okay. And this is the thing of now they will. Listen, we say this with every team. When the biggest player leaves, or a player that you feel like will go down as a club legend leaves, you say, "Oh, how would the team cope without him?" They will always survive. I feel like if the right money, and for me the right money is 120. If you give anything 120 plus, sell him. Honestly, 120 plus, sell him. But
you don't get rid of Harry Kane and what he brought to Tottenham last season and not replace it. And it's very hard to replace. Son,
you can't replace it.
Son is an excellent footballer, and
you can't replace it.
You can't replace it. You have to do your best.
No matter when you sign him, you can't replace him.
You can't.
So that he can't. Do you want to kill him? He's going to be there forever. Eventually, he has to go.
Eventually, he has to go.
So I feel like this is the best window to get what you want.
At the same time, if you let go of Harry Kane, first of all, you have to congratulate Tottenham on this performance, because it wasn't just a smash and grab. Like they had a very good tactic. They sat in first 15 minutes, first 20 minutes or so, City was all over them.
Soaked the pressure.
But then there was numerous times when they just broke out and they broke the City trap and they countered. And if Son played better in the first half, he was more decisive in the first half, Spurs probably go up ahead going into half time. But Son was a bit indecisive whenever he was on the counter. I think he had 2 good counters and it didn't bang for him at all. But you saw in the first half, like, there was opportunities there for Tottenham to get at City, and second half it was even better for them because they were getting at City more frequently and they were getting shots off. They was getting chances to test Ederson. So it was a very good performance from Tottenham today. The CMs, Skip, Højbjerg and Ali, monstrous shifts in there, running, tackling, all of it. There was a monster shift in there. Tanganga, big up him as well, because Sterling on padlock. Sterling and Grealish were both on his side.
And he did well. He dealt with them.
No problem. So he dealt with that. But this is one game. As I said, this is 1 out of 38.
On the City front though, do you look at this and feel like, yeah, we actually need a presence? Because Uncle Pep, I've been saying this, there's no way you are retaining this league without a striker. This false 9 thing, I feel like you got away with it last season and you actually got away with it. It worked sometimes, but you got away with it just because the golfing quality between you and the person in next position, don't call it second, in next position, there's a golfing class. It was just too far.
You know, anybody that watched the final third last season saw the way I was reveling in the way City started their season, and then they just went crazy. I think it took, after like November, they just went stupid and barely lost the game. So I'm not gonna speak on what's going to happen for City off the back of one game. They're still going to do very well this season, undoubtedly. But at the same time, Ferran Torres up front, Gabriel Jesus off the bench, that potency just wasn't there. And you're right, they did kind of model their way through and they found a formula that worked for them eventually without a striker. But you put a striker in the mix of the players that like Raheem Sterling, Jack Grealish, Riyad Mahrez. You put a striker on the end of these creative demons, and it just goals, guaranteed goals. So I think Pep knows this. Like that's the reason he's going after Harry Kane. Like he knows if he puts a striker in this mix, it's guaranteed success. Guaranteed success. But
it's a cheat code. It feels like a cheat code. Let's quickly round up now. Just off the bat, what was your game of the week this game week 1?
Hey, if you didn't catch Newcastle versus West Ham, then I'm sorry you missed out on peak Barclays mid-table football.
Good advert for the Premier League.
Great
advert for the Premier League. Newcastle
Saint Maximin, hey.
Newcastle at home. Saint Maximin's putting on an absolute show.
Pogba. If Pogba's got 1 more year left on his deal, if Pogba goes to PSG, we're making Saint Maximin the face of this league. I promise you, if you make Saint Maximin the face of this league, you'll get kids from grassroots, from headbands, doing their little dribbles on like 10 centimetre grass.
All that's well and good, but Newcastle were 2-0 up and somehow managed.
You know what? It was 2-1.
2-1 up, sorry, and they managed.
That's the thing. Newcastle is literally Maximin and
Maximin or bust. It's Maximin and Willock or bust. Yeah.
Told man.
Put me your team.
Nah.
Put me a team.
Nah, I didn't. Told man for years.
About who? About Maximin?
Yeah, when it was in France.
Gucci headband.
Oh, okay, yeah. Gucci headband or bust. Gucci headband or bust, man.
Yeah, I can't lie. We need. It's sad to say, but we need to get him out of Newcastle, man. He doesn't deserve to be playing.
They ain't letting anything go there. They ain't letting anything go.
Like, hey, what a footballer. What? Right. But that was a great match.
So far, okay, I've got 2 more questions just for the whole room. Game week 1, who we impressed with so far? Just one player. Who we like the look of? Lee Gilmore?
Yeah, that's my one to watch.
One to watch this year.
Tanganga.
The Norwich left back.
Oh yeah, he tried his best. He tried his best.
He tried his
best. It works still.
I can't remember.
I know you're talking about, yeah.
He was
because I was thinking they got rid of Lewis. I think like they got rid of Ganoulis. Ganoulis, yeah. So who's yours?
I'm going for that whole West Ham front three. They're going crazy.
The whole West Ham front.
Antonio, Berhama, and
they're your ones to watch. Antonio's your one to watch.
No, they went crazy.
They were good.
They went down.
Hey.
Antonio's penalty was soft though.
Yeah.
So
why is he taking pens though?
Your striker now. You saw the 9 on his back.
Number 9.
He went for number 9 now.
Number 9. This is a guy that came from non-league, was playing right wing, but anywhere they told him to play, they play him.
Mine for me is Onyeka at Brentford.
Yeah.
He was moving stupid in midfield. He's everywhere. He's kicking everyone. When it's time to pass, he passed. When it was time to run, he ran. Like it was up there still. But we'll see against stronger opposition because he only played Arsenal. All right, and then last year, it's a bit of a negative one in on the sour note. First gaffer to go.
Arteta.
Arteta.
First gaffer to go.
Cisco
Muniz, Arteta.
I'm going with Farker.
Daniel Farker.
I think they'll sack him, you know.
I think he'll leave because he's done the whole gone down, come back up. If it's going badly again, I can't see him wanting to do that whole thing again.
It's above him. I feel like, for me, I think it'll be Brucey. I feel like it'll be Steve Bruce.
No, it's just
Newcastle's ready to boil over every second. Just ready to boil over. A couple bad games.
They need the yes man. They need somebody that's not going to really question.
They need the stability of Steve Bruce, but Newcastle fans never know what they need.
It's not even the stability. It's just a case of like he's not going to question. He's not going to question it.
Stability though.
It's not about.
It's not stability because it's very unstable.
No results. Luckily,
Mike Ashley, it's not about fans.
Literally, he doesn't. When has Mike Ashley ever listened to the fans?
True. Fair enough. Listen. So I've got Brucey, you've got Falcao, Arteta, Cisco. The housekeeping, we obviously have to promote our fantasy football league.
Oh, 100%.
So obviously 100%. To make 83 points, you know me, never sleeping.
We on it. You're on 83 points.
Yeah, I'm on 83 points. Okay. So shout out to.
How'd you get it?
Shout out to Bruno Fernandes captain. Shout out to first place. Narcos FC, NAKOS FC with 100 points, game week 1 winner right now.
Nasty.
Yeah, he's got. Let's say his lineup quickly. He's got a 3-4-3.
Don't give away.
I'm giving away the tactics.
Yeah, I'm giving away
the tactics. Give away the tactics. This camera on me. I'm giving away this camera on me. Now I'm giving away the tactics. 3-4-3 quickly.
Let's say his biggest points and his biggest points.
Alright, Bruno Fernandes captain, and he's not got Salah, you know. He did bits. Bruno Fernandes captain, and he's got Pogba as well. He's probably a United fan. Yeah, and they did well for him. And then he's got Antonio up front.
Oh.
Yeah, so
the rest got assist and a goal.
Yeah, the rest is history. But well done, man. Well done.
Make sure you subscribe to the channel.
Narcos FC.
Make sure you join our fantasy football league. Codes and the league name will all be in the description.
You are now listening to The Final Third.
I think Pepe's so coachable.
Wow, you should be in
just need to shake him.
You should be in prison. We build you out. We build you out to come and play this season. You're out here disgracing us. You should be in prison. You facing charges.